My name is Graham Farrell, and I'm here with Lauren Fugler, and she is from
Quincy, Illinois.
And she is a female, and she's from the Midwest, and that's one way that we are distinctively different because I'm from California, and she's also a female. I'm a male. So to get in, what do you think in your childhood really shaped your identity or shaped you?
Around a lot as a kid. I was actually born in Memphis, and then I moved to Iowa, and then Wisconsin, and then Kansas, and then now I'm in Illinois, and we're moving back to Iowa. So I was constantly forced to put myself out there and make new friends and kind of figure out which groups I fit in with the best.
What are some of the small stuff that people don't truly emphasize?
I mean, I think there's an expectation through a lot of our society that I'm gonna be this super warm-hearted, motherly person whose one goal in life is to have kids and a family and stuff. And I don't even want kids. I just want to be a cool aunt and spoil my sister's kids. And I think that throws some people off. And when I tell them that, they're like, "Oh, you're crazy." No, that's not what I want in life. And they just want me to fulfill all of these societal expectations that I just don't agree with.
What mask do women hide behind, do you feel in society?
I mean, I personally try not to put on a mask. I try to be an authentic representation of who I am. And I know that people act differently in front of different groups of people. Obviously, I'm not going to act the same in front of my peers as I would in front of my professors. Overall, as a whole, I think there's a stereotype that women, we talk too much and we're too emotional and stuff. But then at the same time, we also face, if you're not that, then, oh, you're not a real woman. You're too masculine. You look at some politicians or women that serve in the army, and they're just, they're not portrayed as, feminine, even though they can be feminine.
With, the dangers of the world and, dangers of what's happening in the public, with sex trafficking and, all these, with women being raped and everything, and abortion stuff going on, right to have a child and everything, how do you feel in the world when you're by yourself or out in public? What's the guard that you have to put on?
I was raised by my mother with an older sister. She's just a year older than me, and we're both taught you need to be overly cautious. You always need to be watching your back. You need to be watching your drink. You hear all these horror stories, and talked about how before college we got mace. I've had mace for probably 3 years now. I'm supposed to take it running with me. I carry it in my purse whenever I go out, and I'm just I always have to be on my toes. And I try not to ever walk by myself. I'm always with another person, or I'm telling somebody always where I go.
Dealing with the future and everything, how do you see yourself changing the future? What do you want to change in yourself to truly be who you are, to fully become who you are?
The best way that I could better myself would be by trying to make positive change in my community and help better other people and help them understand the problems in our society. I don't know, that's why I kind of talk about this stuff a lot. But trying to eliminate toxic masculinity and like you talked about, the notion that men can't cry and stuff, because that's just honestly stupid. Because
how have your parents resulted in making you who you are, or helping you with identify who you truly are?
Exactly happened. But I remember my dad telling me, "Lauren, you have grass is greener syndrome." And I was like, what the heck? He was like, "You always think things can get better," which isn't a bad thing, but he's like, "You don't live in the moment and you don't appreciate what you have." And I was like, oh my gosh, he's right. And I totally was thinking, I'm not getting anything out of how I'm acting. People don't like me. I had friends, but